Oh, hey guys, welcome. If you're probably wondering what was the special occasion, I just got a ticket. I'm booking another vacation, going to Hawaii. Gonna have a little retreat away from all the craziness and the reviews and everything. So we're going to Hawaii. So I was like, yo, before I go, we're gonna get one more review done before. And what better movie to tackle than Hard Ticket to Hawaii? A movie that is really great. I'm going to set my ticket down because we don't need it. But a movie that is interesting, to say the least. Is it a good movie? Is it a bad movie? We'll find out. I actually enjoyed this movie, but you'll figure out more when we get to the actual explaining more of it. But this movie is interesting because I like the movie, but it does have to, I gotta reference this, also this was considered. I think, because Faye, the person who runs the group, talked about this and did mention this, so I didn't know. This was considered the number one B movie. If you know what B movies are, you know what type of movie this is off the bat by seeing that. But yeah, it's a movie that's weird. It's like I enjoy it, but as a movie as itself, as like a good movie, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be ranking low on the list. But yeah, it's not like it is fun and entertaining, but it's one of the movies that it's fun and entertaining. It's like not a good movie, but it's fun and entertaining. You're gonna have a good time with it. So keep that in mind. Don't go in here expecting like the greatest movie ever or whatever. You're not the greatest acting movie ever. No, you're gonna have a fun time, have some laughs. Hell yes, and you will money well spent for this movie. I guess you can say those, so that was nice. So let's jump onto it so I can do it, so I can get ready to go on my trip. The movie is about these group, I think they're like special agents, and obviously agents, there's these two girls who, although this movie's rated, I'm just gonna make like, has a lot of violence, nudity, cursing, except that not a kid's movie, just because you don't mind. These two girls, and if I miss any points, it gets out of sync. It has the two guys who go up to, start off with the two guys who come to this island to check on it, to be like, yo, we check on this island, there's these guys that are doing drug stuff here, and we like give them a little fine. The guy's like, oh, I've done this all the time, we give them a little fine, da-da-da. Everybody gets on their way, but then eventually they do get killed. Other guys find them and kill them, and boom, so they're gone. Basically, like, I guess, cop. And then eventually these two girls, we get to these two girls who walk at this airfield. And also, I gotta say, for the beginning, when they do all the credits at the beginning, I like how they did it, when they have, like, the crates, like you see at an airfield or something, like wooden boxes, and they have that little square in the middle, and they put in that, like, a little thing where it has, like, the names of people on it. I kind of like that. I was like, that's not the worst. There's probably better versions of this, or something that's done. But I do not like it. Also, I can do this for the credits as well, maybe. But it's cool. I like it. It's cool. I'm like, that's not bad. That's actually not too bad. That's not a bad idea. I actually like that. That's all. A nice idea for a title sequence. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was. That's one of the possibly. I'm like, I kind of like that idea for the title sequence. I'm kind of for the title sequence at the beginning. I'm like, I kind of like that. So I'm not gonna. It's like not a bad idea. I don't like that. But so there's the two girls who walk at the airfield. There's this one girl who obviously flies the plane, and the other girl who walks. So one is a secret agent. The other one is a civilian who's there because she is wanted by some people, so she's staying there like I'm here to protect you and you're with me kind of deal. We made a deal, so you rat these guys out and you stay with me and all that stuff. So they walk at this airfield, and they take this two couple out to go out to have a good time, and then they also have to carry a snake, but actually gets switched because there's a snake that is very dangerous, and there's another snake who's not dangerous. They accidentally take the dangerous snake. And once they go to the airfield, once they take the plane and leave, they find out the one guy who's there is like, oh, I found out the snake's bad. The wrong snake was there, the one that's very dangerous, and he tries to call him. And eventually he does later in the movie and tells them about the snake that get dangerous. But nobody in this movie when it comes to actors I know, so I'm going to keep that. Because it's a bunch of people who not like big actors, or just a bunch of no-name people. And maybe they know things, but yeah, most of no-name people. But then after that, they obviously take the couple and they drop them off, and then they go, and after that they drop them off. They on the way back a little like plane, a little like I guess like helicopter, like one of those little ones that you use to like remote control and drive. Comes out, it's a really nice one. They find it, it lands. They find out there's some stuff in it. Obviously, they eventually find out it's diamonds at some point. They're like and they take one of them. They grab the other one and it's there. And they couldn't find it, but yeah. But then eventually some bad guys come and they start attacking them. Like, hey, give us the diamond, da da da. And then obviously they kick the crap out of them and obviously get them. And then they go to their plane and get out here and go back to their base or their home. It also starts off Also, there's this other guy, and these other two guys who are also part of the agency, or the, whatever the group, and they are the good guys, two other good guys, and they come eventually get called to the island to come help, because they find out that a bunch of stuff's going down, and they have to stop these guys, and one of their friends, and there's another girl who's a part of, I guess, the agency, who's kind of like lets everybody know what's going on, but she gets eventually taken, and they have to go and find her, and throughout the movie, they get attacked and all kind of stuff. A bunch of crazy stuff happens, and there's a bunch of lines in this that I'm like, yep, this is a B movie, alright, because lines, I'm not gonna say here because I don't want to spoil any of the gorgeous lines in this movie, but you should see for yourself and a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of action, there is action, fighting, and other stuff, and a lot of nudity and sex, obviously, in this, not, I guess, too much sex, but like, a lot of just nudity and stuff, so keep that in mind. Not a movie for kids, mind you, but they eventually, the one girl gets captured, because there's a one girl who's working at this bar where they kind of all go. The one person who lets everybody know what's going on walks there and see the good guys, and it's like, hey, he eventually tell the two guys, like, hey, this is what's going on, come here, we figure out what's going on. And then they eventually come, and then there's another person who walks on the bar, you're like, oh, and you find out eventually that she's actually a man. I'm like, oh, I did not even notice that. I think it's funny because she goes in the changing room, and then this other girl comes in and she talks to her, and then she leaves. Then White Wesley, which after she's done talking to her, and the girl leaves, the guy, something in the voice made me like, I think he's that. Wow, that kind of sounds like a man. I was like thinking in my head, like, that kind of sounds like a man. And then immediately he starts undressing and becomes a man. I'm like, oh my god, how did I call that? I don't know. I didn't see it at all until I just right then, because he had something with his voice made me think, that sounds kind of like a man, or a deeper voice. Like, oh shit, it is a man. Okay. Obviously, he eventually gets changed and sent to the guy. And then eventually kidnapped the one girl. I'm sorry, I can't remember any of the names. I'm sorry for the main characters. But they eventually kidnap the one girl who works at the bar, and then they go off to take her and torture her to figure out what she knows, because they're trying to get the diamond back, and that's the whole thing. But yeah, and also throughout the movie, there's a snake that's running around, and they have to worry about that because it's obviously dangerous. And the snake does kill the two people they flew out, the tourist couple they flew out. They died from the snake really violently. I'm like, oh no. But like, because at one point I was like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna reference those two couple? Like, are they just gone out of a movie? Are they ever gonna reference them again? I was like, they went to a place where they got, obviously they found some diamonds and got shot, and they didn't even like, oh yeah, the people we just left there, we gotta wait a minute. Eventually they do and go and find them, but it's like, they're not dead because the snake kills them. I'm like, okay. But then I gotta mention, after that they go, have a crazy thing when they go and attack. Eventually the guys and the two girls all get together. They get all like suited up and ready and go attack the bad guy and do that stuff. Attack the bad guy, go in, guns blazing, attack the bad guy. Then there's a big climactic fight at the end at the girl's house. I'm not gonna talk about what happened because some crazy shit happens in there, and I feel like you need to see it for yourself because it involves a lot. I'm not gonna say anything other than it contains the main bad guy and one of the girls, and there's a big crazy fight and some shit happens. I'm not gonna talk about because I feel like you need to see it if you have not. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that because if you have not seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But some crazy shit happens, and then at the end, there's another guy who is like controlling the bad guy's like, hey, I'm giving you the diamonds, you're giving me the drugs or whatever. They eventually go after him as well at the end. But yeah, it's a great B movie. It's like, this is a movie I want to preface. It is not, if you're looking at this as a, like I'm doing, as like an actual movie, I think it's not, as a movie, it is, as a B movie, it is fantastic, great. This movie is really, you can go in not expecting it. This is going to be a fun time. You're going to get some laughs. It's going to be a fun time. You're going to enjoy it, have a fun time. But you're not going to be like, this is the greatest movie ever, as in, up there as one of the greatest movies of all time. It's not. But it is a fun movie. And it might be one of the greatest, it was considered, it was not, I said at the beginning that it was, they considered, I forget who, but called it the greatest B movie of all time. I would say it's up there. I don't know if I've seen enough to make that clarification, but it's definitely, I wouldn't be against it being, yeah, the ones I've seen, yeah, it's good. So like I said, it's not a movie that I'm like, you don't go in going expecting to see the greatest movie ever. You go in, have a good time, have some laughs, you're gonna have a great time. It's a great B movie, you like those, or bad movies, like So Bad is kinda good. But this one's actually, like I said, I don't think it was the worst when it comes to that kind of stuff. This movie's like, this one's like in the middle to me. It was like, it's not amazing or greater than just okay. And like, it's lower, but it's not like so low. It's like, yeah. Well, we haven't got to any of those yet. movies that are just so bad, they even know they're bad, they're not even watchable bad. We haven't got any of those yet. We will at some point. But this movie, what do I rate this one? This was interesting because I know it was lower than a 7. Because I know what I've given 7, and I know I've seen movies that are worse than this. This movie is a 5 or 4. And I was debating on, is 4 too low and is 5 too much? Like, it has to be 1 to 2. Because I know it's not free. Because I did the movie Food Fight, if you've seen that. I know I gave that a 3, and that movie I do consider worse than this. This is actually, at least it's a little more fun, a little more you can get through it a little easier. That one's like, it has that much of it's a bad movie. It is kind of fun, but it's a little more of a drag compared to this one. But I'm gonna give this one a straight up. I'm gonna give it it's 5 or 4, and I really wanna. Some of the lines, but there's a lot of it that I think is not as bad as you think, if you really think about it on I guess, technical movie. I'm gonna give it a 5, actually. It's not as bad as you think. I'm only in one hand. Usually if I get to one hand, that usually means it's not in a good, but it is, like I said, it is a bad movie. It is a 5, but you will, if you like bad movies or can get like the stuff, it will be, if you watch it, you will get, it's fun and you'll get some laughs, but you're not gonna get anything. So it's one of those movies that's fun, turn your brain off, watch it, you get some laughs, have some fun. Great, and you'll be laughing at because of how absurd and crazy and how stupid it is, but yeah, it's great. So, thank you guys for watching. I gotta go. I'm off to Hawaii. Got my ticket. Let's go. Got my ticket here. We're ready to go. So, see you guys in the next video, guys. I gotta go to Hawaii. What time is it? Shit, I gotta get going. Bye! Finally, I took a vacation in Hawaii, and what the fuck? This is not Hawaii. What's that ticket? Where am I? Oh, it's not Hawaii. I'm in Coca-Cola. Is that the island where the X-Men are? And the big orgy or whatever? I mean, first of all, I don't know how I'm even on here. Because I'm not really a mutant, so I don't know how that works. Because I'm pretty sure that there's really tight border and nobody who's not a mutant is not allowed. But don't know what to do with that is. And I mean, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. See you next time, guys.